Well, welcome one and all to DrainSim. So this is just not usually on my channel, but you know what? I thought I sort of like the idea of this game because apparently it's very chill. I don't think it's going to be satisfactory like when it comes down to. I was quite surprised how satisfactory it took me from my first hour to my 2000th hour or whatever it was. Uh, I mean, that just hooks me. I don't think this is going to be that type of hook, but it is a very chill game. I have been through a couple of, you know, uh, scenarios, but basically all this is about, it's just, it's in early development, sorry, early access. So, yep, we do have that risk, guys. It's an early access. So, uh, but it's got great reviews, and I've seen a couple of videos on it, and the graphics really quite good. The water actual simulation is next level, but it runs absolutely fantastic. Now I've got like 4070 RTX Nvidia in my Alien laptop. So it is a laptop GPU, so it's constrained to 8 GB for VRAM. It's got like 32 gigabytes of RAM, so it's not a slouch when it comes down to PC, but it can struggle because it's a laptop. So everything is a compromise on a laptop, so it can struggle on some games. But this is played on the top ranks. So I just thought I'd share it with you. I will just take a quick run through and see what it looks like. So, like I said, it is early access, but I'm guessing it's been around a little bit a while. So let me pick a new game.
In ongoing local news, our town continues to be cut off from the outside world due to a catastrophic landslide that has blocked all access roads. This extended isolation has prevented emergency vehicles from reaching our town. To provide assistance to our fellow residents in need, local authorities have issued a public call for volunteers.
So we get the full, SP there, more or less. The premise: you're just a guy who's picked up something on the TV that your area is full of, floods, and so we think, well, let's get some plungers and let's become the drain man or something. I'm not 100% sure what the premise is. But I mean, look at this. Look at this water, guys. You run into it. Look at that ripple. I mean, that's just excellent. Really is nice. See, graphics wise, it's looking quite cool. So if I go onto options, let's look at video. You can see graphics wise, everything's pretty much up there. Lumen. I haven't really messed about with these, to be honest. So I'm sure I could probably upgrade that actually, because I do have an NVIDIA DLSS, so perhaps I should definitely switch that on. There you go, that's on. I suppose we can even switch that on as well. I might even get us more. I don't know. Well, that's it, guys. So see if that thing, I might get some stuttering here while DLSS does this work. But to be honest, I'm overall impressed. So what's the premise of this game? And this is why I like it, because I think it's one of them games you can pick up. It's like a puzzle book, you know what I mean? Just sometimes you just want to do next to nothing. So We can have a look round. So obviously this is tutorial. So we do have to look around the map. So I'm going to leave my keyboard. I'm going to use my Xbox controller for this because it's just easier. So I'm going to open the map, whichever button that is. So it's down arrow. There we go. So that's the map. So it's quite a simple map. So you'll see the key at the top there. So red is a deep water area. The sort of like star thing is a storm drain. 2 locations where your flood zones are, so that's all the blue, and we got a broken pipe in this one as well. So come out of that. Now it tells us to go and pick up a rake. So hold the button to pick up the rake. Now it says search for storm drains. Now it's pointing you to it, but you'll know it's these because there's these things flowing on the top of it and some bubbles coming out of it. So, and also if you look at this, those circles, they'll give you the rough location where the drains are. So that gets you in the area. And then you just look for the little bit of trash floating above the top and perhaps a few bubbles. And then you can just rake it away. And it's simple as that. Now, as you can appreciate, each level will get more and more complex as we progress. So this is just teaching us the very basics. Well, this is it. It's just, you know, I don't know. It's just, I guess, calming, I want to say. And you see in the top left-hand corner there, that it's starting to tick down. I think we'll just get a bit. There we go. Now they will build up again over time, so but you can see the quite a distance there coming down. So let's open the map again. So it tells you pretty much, you know, what's happening. You can see the actual water reducing there since we've opened up them drains. So it's asking us to go to the back garden. So if we look, we've got the backyard to clear, the street to clear, and the basement to clear. So it wants to go to the back garden first. So it's asking us to go up here. And it's just one of those, it's like a puzzle game. And the idea is once you've done it once, you sort of know the mechanics. And then it's speedrunning it. Can you get 5 stars? Can you clear it? So turn on the power. So I need to go into the basement. Basement's flooded. Turn on the power, even though I'm standing in water, which I wouldn't normally do. And then pick up the wrench, hold to pick up. And then we're going to repair this pipe with the wrench. So hold onto X. Now, if I hold the wrench in, trigger in, and then literally just tighten it up like that. And that's done. Also got a little bit of water here. Now, it's introducing to all the main tools. So it's pick up a street light, which, by the way, is absolutely useless. There's a street light. And turn it on. Now, by the way, I would never use the street light because it's actually not that useful. It just lights stuff up, really. So it's not really needed, to be fair. Right, what I need to do is dig a path through this dirt. And so it bleeds into here. For some reason, that's better than it being in here. So let's do it. Okay, and we have to use alternative trigger to get rid of the dirt. Okay. Frustrating, but because it takes quite a lot. So pick up the bucket. Now, if I go back, press my thumb trigger, back to the shovel, it will now start to fill up the bucket. So it'll allow me to do it easier. And there we go. Eventually the bucket will fill up. We'll get it there. So the bucket's filled up. So we can just put all the stuff around here. That's it. Let's make a bigger hole. You can just hold the trigger, by the way. You don't need to keep pressing it. Right, I should go out momentarily. So that's done. If the bucket's full, dump it using the secondary shovel. So I think that's good. Empty all the dirt from the bucket, then select it. So that's all the bucket out. So then what it says we can do, we can go on and we can fill the bucket. Excellent. So the bucket just gets the remainder of the stuff out. We should get an indication at some point. There we go, that's the indication. Just so we've emptied it. So now it wants me to go and pick up the pump. So let's go and pick up the pump. Where's the pump? I think it's down here actually. Yeah, there's the pump. Right, and let's put it at the entrance here. And then the hose. Let's bring it out and put it into here. Then it'll drain all out like so. It needs me to pick it up to a certain location. It wants me to do it there. What's it doing? Come on. Pick up the generator. So the generator is actually over here. And we're going to place that here. Now to activate the generator, we need to pick up the power cable. Where's the power cable? There it is. Plug that into there and then plug it into there and then activate the pump. And then we'll see it all getting shoved down there. That's that done. So it says unblock the big drain again. So let us go back and get our rake. So like I said, periodically, the drains will start to block up again. So we'll rake that away. And then what we can do, we do get a squeegee, which is quite useful actually. So the squeegee is just this, literally what it is. And then what you do, you hold your left trigger and you can push it towards the drains. Okay. That needs re-raking again. And that'll need re-raking again this side, no doubt. So street's done, it's got a line through it. So we want the vacuum now. So I need to go back. We've got a bulb, by the way, a torch. So click the torch on. Can I get through here or not? I can't remember. No, I can't. So let me go out of here, go around the back to the basement. That's behind my house. All right, there's the vacuum. Now I can vacuum the rest of the basement because that gets to struggle eventually when it gets low and you can hear it sputtering. So let's just literally hoover everything up. So we can just go all over the thing until eventually we'll get that. See, the basement is almost there. And there you go. And then what I can do once that's done, to press the left trigger, it will throw out the water. That's a vacuum. So pretty cool. So it says remove all the remaining water. So what we can do is get rid of all that. And that's it. And then you go on to do multiple progression, getting harder and harder for each one. So it's one of those games that doesn't take a lot of thought. There's a little bit of a challenge initially, there's because you've got other water sources coming in and affecting the water, so you need to either redirect them or block them off completely. And then you can arrange with emptying the water. So there's a little bit of puzzle to the challenge, and it's just a relaxing game. But it's on a little bit of a sale, not much off. Like I say, it is early access, but if you got 12 or 13 pounds or whatever that is in box, and there'd probably like a deal here and there in different places. Check around for the CD keys and things like that too. I bought mine directly from Steam, so yeah, it's not a big game. It's not an absolutely fantastic game. I'm not saying you'll regret it if you don't play this game. What I'm saying is, if you want something which you want to break from Satisfactory or you want to break from City Skylines, it's not a bad one to pick up, guys. So that's my recommendation for today. Just get yourself into DrainSim and see what happens. If you get it from Steam, you've got a couple of hours of play time before you can say, nah, I don't like it, and refund it back. That's the advantage of getting it for Steam. But this will sit in my library, and I will probably, for each major update potentially, there's some maps coming out frequently and some usages, etc. So if there's a major update, I will probably post a new video up once I've explored it a little. But I think it's worth giving it a shot. I have played it. It's been really stable for me. Some people have said their system, it has crashed. Not crashed for me, to be honest. But like I said, I've only played it for a few hours, so I've not got hours and hours and hours in this game. I only picked it up the other day, so yeah, it's just one of those chill games for me, and that's a little bit of fun, to be honest. And I think I'm interested to see where this goes. So that's my take. So if you're interested, check it out. Like I say, if you get it off Steam, you've got that couple of hours to see if it really is for you. But I think some early accesses are worth it, and this seems to be quite good at this point. So here's hoping, guys. hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Obviously, my main channel focuses on builder games and that sort of stuff, and sim games. So obviously, topics of choice right now is Satisfactory and City Skylines 2, but there's other options in there as well. But yeah, if you like this sort of content, give me a like, give me a subscribe, hit that checkbox, and that will alert you when there's any new content available. Until then, I'll see you all again soon. Bye, y'all.